joining this webinar on Label Smart. Before starting the webinar, I will have a quick round of introductions from my side. So, I am co-founder and CEO of AI for Pharma. This is an AI startup which we started around 18 months back with the objective to focus on use cases and pain points for pharmaceutical industry, specifically focused on generic pharma, but the solutions are applicable across the broader segments of the pharma industry. And since starting our company, we have been working on some of the pain points which we identified over the period of time. Just briefly, my background, I have been in the pharma industry, specifically in the injectables industry for more than 32 years. Have been joint CEO of Claris Injectables, managing director of Baxter, and then I was outside of India with a company called Hikma before I decided to come back and start this company. With me, we have our co-founder and CTO, Akshat, whom you can see on the screen. He's a technocrat, purebred technocrat, focused on AI and ML. He was in US working for companies like Amazon on their technology side before he decided to come back, and we jointly founded this AI for Pharma, where he drives all the technical functions, whereas I am giving my experience and inputs on the pharma side. And this is a joint venture company with one of the large technology company called Silvertouch Technologies, which is a Bombay Stock Exchange listed company on a mid-sized basis, and it has almost 1,500 engineers. And that makes us a very interesting combination who can understand pharma as well as has a back end and support of technology. So since we start, we develop 5 products. These products are Batch Smart, which is mainly for paper-based manual batch manufacturing record review and release, which is one of its kind, where the manually written BMRs can be reviewed through AI technology and digital technology, which can really help a lot of pharma companies to fast track and avoid human errors in terms of batch reviews. ChatGMP is a extremely interesting FDA insights from the FDA.gov site, where we give a lot of helpful analytics of the 483 warning letters, investigator analysis, citations. Chat Orange is similar to ChatGMP, a fantastic tool for Orange Book analysis, where Orange Book gives a limited information, whereas we are able to give a lot of analytics and insights from the data of Orange Book itself. Whereas Label Smart and COS Smart are 2 AI agents where Label Smart has been developed to identify and help companies avoid human error in their packaging material, be it label, carton, product information leaflet, or they can even use it for their product catalogs or anything else. COS Smart is offshoot of Batch Smart, where there are hundreds of certificate of analysis, whether it is for the input material or for the dispatches. There are a lot of certificate of analysis which we review, and there are many times apparent human errors which happen, and therefore this tool can really help companies to also streamline the operations and create database digital backbone for the COS. So this is the overall basket of products which we offer. And now we will go directly to the Label Smart, for which all of you have kindly agreed to participate. So while Label Smart is being uploaded, where my colleague Akshat will be sharing with you the features and the advantages, I will give a little bit background about Label Smart, where The idea here was that, through my past experience, and all of you have also been in the industry, where we have seen that there are a lot of human errors happen because of there is lot of small data points which are added into all the packing materials, whether be it label, whether it is a package information leaflet, which can be almost 2 3 pages with such a small letters, or in the carton. And there are two kinds of data which we see. One is the regulatory data, and one is the company specific data. And we realized that, as we all of us know, that 90 to 95% of the recalls happen in the world is related to one or the other errors related to artworks or the packaging material. And therefore, we found this need in the industry, and we felt that while there may be some solutions available in the market for um, evaluating the labels and artworks, but there are none, I believe, or as per our understanding, which is purely focusing on the pharmaceutical industry, where it understands the regulatory requirement, it understands the font size requirements, it understands the reference listed drugs, and it understands many other aspects of the pharmaceutical industry. And therefore, we develop these products. The whole idea of this product is to, can we detect human error or any other error of the any artwork, packaging material, leaflet, well in advance, before it goes for a printing, or before you receive the material from the supplier, or before it is actually put on the production line. So there are three, maybe you can think of areas where you can avoid the mistakes of applying the wrong label. And therefore, we develop certain features which can really help companies to avoid this. So this is the broad objective, and there we have also added certain features wherein one can create, which is in process, where you can create a master, where you can have a repository of the master, so that every time you compare with it, and also version management. So this is the broad overview of the Label Smart, the need, and the what are the features and advantages. And now I will request my colleague Akshat to take us forward with the Label Smart demo and its features.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Amish. It was great introduction. I know the main USP of this product is that, right, that 90% of the recall happens because of the labels and leaflets, and we want to target that market and fix the problem with AI in that, right? So traditional labeling management system, you might have seen it a lot, right, where you just have versions of label, but there is no analytics, there is no, you can't compare different labels. All the things currently everyone in the QA regulatory department is doing is all manual work, cross-checking multiple things in a single label, right? I know label sounds very small, but you must know, right? There are more than 30 to 50 different checks a regulatory person has to do before approving or before approving the label. So that's the main goal, right? And we can categorize this label smart in three ways, right? So first is purely, let's say you want to uh, create a new drug, right? So you are in the drug discovery, or you have file ANDA, right? All those, right? So you want to reference a drug. So that in US there are RLDs, but for the rest of the market, you might have your old drug label, or some other drugs which you want, a drug label which you want to reference with, right? So what regulatory or the QA team does is they check the RLD, they create the reference drug against that, and then they side by side cross check that against the RLD or the reference drug, my particular label is compliant or not. If there are any mismatch, they write it down in the document, and it goes on, right? But with this, you just need to, what a person needs to do is, on the left hand side, you just upload your reference drug, right? Any drug, your competitor drug, you can also, any drug you can upload, but this is the RLD which US FDA provides, right? And against that, uh, you can upload your own approved drug, right? Like this. And AI is running in the backend. Currently, what it's doing is it's checking on the left hand side what the drug is saying, right? It's checking the its name, its proprietary name, brand name, the caution, and the storage condition, and barcodes, and uh, NDCs, and the content of the product and everything, right? So whatever is there on the left hand side, it extracts all the information based on your regulatory demand as well. Also, you can attach your brand guideline as well, right? So let's say you have your brand guideline that the logo should be like this, or the font size should be like font style should be in Arial. The brand name should be between, the styling and size of the brand name should be like this. All those, basic information like address of the product, address of the manufacturing plant, barcode, etc., etc. All the basic things which is your brand guideline, you can upload. But currently, I haven't uploaded anything, but you can upload that as well. So against that also, it can cross verify if there are any differences between the labels. So now what AI has done is it has extracted the uh, seven different things, right? Which is a brand name, volume, barcode, generic name, strength, manufacturer name, and its address. And it has provided that, okay, your brand name is matching, right? The volume is also matching with the reference drug, barcode is there, right? Generic name, there are some mismatch because this one is 0.54% and this one is 0.75. So it showed you that this is the different. The original one had the 0.541. Same way with the strength as well. They have 1500 and 100 ml here. It's a different strength, so shows that. uh, Definitely manufacturer name would be different anyway, so that is there, and the address is different, right? So this is very basic one, right, which anyone checks at very first glance, right? So what AI is doing is side by side comparing which data is missing, or which process or the check is missing from the reference drug, and whatever is missing, you can see it accordingly, right? So this is the RLD comparison, and you can have it by just uploading your labels. Yes, Amish.
So basically, just to add on what Akshat has shared, is that right? This reference label can be anything. It can be your internal reference which you have created. It can be also that look, you have created a master label against which maybe you are manufacturing 10 different language or 10 different SKU, and you see that I want to check the regulatory compliances on that. You can also do that. So here it like for any company who is doing a US FDA submissions, they will have a RLD. You can have your competitors label. Let's say sometimes what we do is that, let's say in India or any emerging countries, we want to launch a product. We try to find out which is the innovator product in that market, which probably there is no concept of RLD, but that can be a benchmark label for us, and then you can compare. So you can actually compare against your own internal standard label, or you can have any external, and the format can be anything, right? So it need not be the same vertical or horizontal or column wise label. the AI helps detect all the contents accordingly, and they are able to view and compare it. So this is the advantage of this comparison, and you can imagine that, look, when you are trying to do manually, right? When you try to do manually, you will have to go through line by line, and human eye, human capabilities, human focus has its own limitations. So this is another one for the carton, where left hand side is the reference drug and right hand side is the actual ANDA or the company's product sample we have taken, and it gives you all the comparisons, that is there any gap or not.
No, definitely. Uh, so this is the very first step, right? When someone wants to have their, new drug release or or they are in the process of releasing it, right? So that this is the very first step the person can do. Uh, and then what you can do is you can just click on create rule book, right? So what it does is, uh, so it will extract all these rules and put it like this, right? That the brand name, strength, volume, all should be there. And you can select which rule book, and you just write the name of the rule book. Uh, I drop rule book version 7, something like that, and create a rule book. So what is the purpose of creating this rule book is, let's say, you have finalized this drug right now. There might be multiple revisions, there might be multiple versions of same label coming in to for review, right? So what rule book does is it will create a base version of your rules, right? That you need to check if there are 15 ml is present or not. The name of the drug should be like this. It will also check the spelling as well. It will check the manufacturer address, barcode, brand name, etc., etc. You can add your own rules as well. So you can click on rule, and there are multiple different options, right? You can also add a rule of human check as well, right? Because some of the drug might. So let's say one of the example is, you want to check the GSM of the paper, right? Paper material, if it's correct or not, right? So that thing AI can't do it, right? So few things which are human check, you can add those checklist as well. So while someone has received a printed label from your vendor, right? You want to cross check that, okay, this is the correct label or not. You just upload this and cross verify and check all the basic things, and it will provide you all the different results like that. So that's the one of the reason. Then you want to check if the RGB is present or not. You want to check the style of the font color. You want to check, right? Few of the drugs there are, in India there are some of the drug which are in Schedule H or Schedule H1, right? And it should be in red color, right? So you want to check that, okay, that Schedule H or Schedule H1 drug should be in red color, or something like that, or the warning should be in the color red, the background color should be red, or the font color should be red, or something like that, right? All those checks you can do with this. You can also check the size ratio as well, right? So there is a mandate that the proprietary name of the drug and the brand name, right? So it should not be, a 1.5 times more than the original drug name, right? So that also is very minor thing, but investigator or someone auditor checks that, and sometimes you get the rejection in that. Very basic thing, like, font type should be in Arial, right? That is one of the reason they rejected the drug, right? So all those basic things to spell check, right? The spelling is incorrect, or the positioning of the things are incorrect, or something is missing in the drug. All those things you can add your rule according to your company or your drug detail, right? So once all the rules are finalized, you can approve and publish the rule. So So now the rules are published, right? So against this rule, you can, now I'm switching back to the other part, right? The second version. Now we are a label management. This is kind of a label management tool with the AI thing in it, right? Yes. Uh,
Yeah, sorry, Akshat, just to add here, we had one of the questions from Runali that, can we
okay.
integrate this software with any other existing label preparation software? And answer is yes, we have integration capabilities. Obviously, this is a SaaS-based product, so it is a, kind of a software which is ready for all of the companies, but any customization is possible where suppose some companies is using XYZ label preparation software, and that is the level of customization we can do it after understanding what existing software does. Uh, Also, what Akshat was explaining about the rule book, right? The one of the reasons why, and possibly he was going there, and I'm speaking in advance of what he was trying to explain. But this rule book is something which is a alternative option that many times companies have these rules created from the RLD. So it is more of RLD or reference drug is already there. You compared it and then you create rules. So it is from RLD to rule creation, which is there. And the next approach will be, of course, you can directly create rule because many companies will have their own quality checklist that look, in my label, this 30-35 things needs to be there. Out of that, there will be three categories. One is the regulatory requirements, right? It has to be this, as per this information, protect from light, temperature, etc., etc. Second bucket would be the company specific requirements, right? The name of the company, manufacturing license, manufacturing product code, or font size, label, color, logos, barcode, etc. So these are the company specific information, and therefore, you can always. And third is the manual check, right? Which obviously, as Akshat explained, you can't do it on software, but you can always add as a checklist in the system, wherein once someone does it manually, there is also a tick mark which is being done. So I just thought I will add a few cents here, but Akshat, over to you again.
Sure. No, thanks, Amish. So now I'll showcase a new workflow or new user type, right? So now once you have all the approved drug, all the approved, rule book, everything is there, right? Now there is a label which is there, like the base version of the label, and let's say your designer has given you the new version which needs to be approved and updated, and use it for the next batch onwards, right? So what your designer team or someone from your designing team can do is they can just upload a artwork, right? Let's say one of the artwork I'll upload against that particular drug name, right? So I'm uploading against this drug, right? And you can click upload, and you can upload the artwork over here. So this is the new version, right? Which a UI designer or the artwork designer will upload for review purpose, right? Now what it does is, what in the background AI is doing by default, it will check if it's compliant against the rule set or not, right? So it checks that, okay, the compliance is there according to the rule set, everything is present or not. So it will show. So there are five correct things, there are two incorrect and three missing items, right? So when you click on five correct, you'll see what kind of things, and when you click there as well, you'll see where these things are present as well. So when you click, let's say, generic name, it will highlight that, okay, here is the generic name of the drug. When you click on strength, it will show, okay, this is the strength. barcode, right? Storage instruction, right? So it will show, okay, storage instruction is present and it's according to the rule which we have set, right? Then there is a spell check, right? So label smart is not a word in dictionary, so that's why it shows, okay, this is not correct. So, but we can ignore that, right? So you can, let's say, if everything else is fine, you can write okay to go, right? You can just write that and save it. Then let's say distributor address, right? So which was mismatched, right? We have written that it should be this, but it's not correct, right? So it's something else. It's a EIF for Pharma Limited, right? So the address is missing or it's incorrect, right? So you can write a remark that, okay, please include the this address. And you, if you want to mark it down that where the address needs to be there, you can also draw a box as well, so you can write that just add address over here and then just save it, right? So it will save and provide that, okay, the address would be there, right? Same way, this is also manufacturing address which is also not present, so you can write please add this, right? And save. Uh, let's say, yeah, over here, and then save. Say manufacturer name is missing. Please add something like this, right? So this is like a reviewing of. So currently, what I'm doing is reviewing the artwork, right? And making all my remarks, right? Uh, once I have done all the remarks, this thing will send to my manager, right? So I am logged in as a designer. Now I am logging as my company admin or company manager. And if I refresh this, you can see that iDrop which I have uploaded, you can see it over here right now. And you can click on view and you can see all the remarks being added by the other person, right? So you can have all the remarks, you can approve the remarks or reject the remarks, right? So let's say if I'm approving all the remarks, I can approve, and all the audit trails would be there, right? So all the data would be put it in an audit trail. Now let's say I'm logged in as my QA head, and QA head is approving the remarks of the missing items. Right now, what happens is I want to send this new thing, new update to my designer again, right? So what I can do is I can click on share and I can select my designer email ID and then click on share link, right? So that designer will get the shared link on their particular dashboard, and they can open a shared link like this. And this is very intuitive UI, right? Instead of sending just a PDF, it's they can just open this URL and see that, okay, these are all the things I need to change, right? So if I click on, let's say, spell check, so it will say, okay, it's okay to go, nothing to change over here. Then let's say manufacturing address, please add manufacturing address over here, same name over here, distributor name over here. So you can highlight which area needs an update, right? So you can highlight that. So it's very easy and very intuitive for UI designer to fix it, right? So this is like your traditional, labeling software with AI touch, right? Where we have your rule set, which is and you can check if your label is compliant or not, because it happens because label versioning changes a lot during multiple process and multiple emails are going around. But at a one place you can review, validate, and approve your label and keep the master version, the final version of the label as well, and like this. So So this is how you can process the label, right? This is how you can approve the label with the different user, different labels, different designs like that, right? So this is the second version, right? First was the RLD, now the labeling, approving and approval and everything. Third, also you can compare the previous label with the current label as well. So you can see there are versions of the label, right? So when I click on the version, I can see the previous and current version. What I want to do is I want to check it a side by side. I want to compare both the versions. So what I can do is I can click on compare, and I can select which version I want to compare it with and the current version. And you can see what was the missing item, what was the different thing in the previous version and the new version, and everything you want to see is over here, right? So if there are storage things which are missing, or strength is not correct, or spell check, there might be something different, right? Manufacturer address was different in approved version, previously approved version, and the newer version. You can also side by side check the both labels, right? Of the same product, right? And you can also check if there are any textual difference were there or not, right? If there are there's the name or anything, right? Something has been changed or not, you can also check that. So this is a diff checker for same label but different version, right? So you can have that capability in this. And you can also upload the new version against the approved one as well. Let's say this is the approved version, and you have the new label which you want to be approved, right? So you can upload against the previously approved version, and once it's approved, it's there, right? So your version management, you can track it from here, like the previous version, the current version, all those from this. And also you can download a summary report as well, right? So once you download a summary report, it will look something like this, that okay, these are the areas where there are errors, or where the compliance check has given incorrect or missing thing, right? So you can say okay, 7 correct, 1 incorrect, 2 missing. So 7 correct, you can review those, but mostly I want to check the incorrect ones, the spelling and the manufacturing address, distributor address, which were not there. So you can share this PDF with your colleagues as well, to for the label approval. So this is the second part of the labeling process, right? Uh, yes, Amish sir, if you want to add something.
Yeah. So thanks. So just as you were saying, you can exchange this summary report to the internal colleagues who are preparing artworks or anything. You can also do that. Many times the third party, right? When you want to share, they are printing your labels, and they many times prepare on your behalf the artwork and send it across to you, and then you can prepare this summary and send it across to them. So you can use these data correctly. And then ultimately, you have multiple labels over the period of time, few months, and you can see that if there are repeated errors which are coming up, it can be used for training purpose also for the internal team members, so that it is not being done in the future labels. Yeah, go ahead, Akshat.
Sure, no, perfect. Uh, Now we'll come to the second part, right? Where you can see all the audit trails, right? What was there? So you can have compliance in your software, that who has approved, who has approved the label, added the remarks, everything you can say. You can see it over here. Similarly, you can do your user management, right? You can create a user and assign a specific roles, right? So you can have, there are 3 roles right now, but you can create your own role, right? You can have just a viewer user which can view everything, right? And then if I click on create, it will be created as a viewer role, and you can assign the specific roles to that user. Similarly, your rule book approvals, right? Let's say if I I have this particular rule book or of other rule book which are in the draft stage, and I want it to be review and published by or review by my peers. So if I click on the approve or if I click on this publish button, they can see the pending approval of the rule book in this page, and they can open and verify. And once everything looks good, they can click on approve and publish, and this particular rule book is now published, right? So no one can change this rule, so that rule book versioning is also maintained accordingly. Similarly, there are license you can upload, right? So a lot of CDMO and other companies manufacture on behalf of loan license or their own license, right? So different license they manufacture. They might be manufacturing for India, Europe, and other marketplace as well. So uh, all the different marketplace have their own licensing and stuff, right? So you can manage your license at one place. If the license are expired, you'll get the information about the license as well, and you can map the license against the labels as well, right? So let's say if the label A is related for a company A, right? Then you can attach the license with that particular, company label, and it will check against that license number that okay, in the license number the address is like this, which is mentioned over here, and in the label as well the address is mentioned correctly. So that cross validation also you can do it with this particular software as well, right? And the last but not the least is the dashboard, right? So you can see what how many labels are approved, how many versions of the labels are there. You can see different rule books, what total rules, and what was the last time it was approved or updated, something like that, right? So all the dashboard, and it's a very customizable dashboard. Currently we have just put for like this is for our understanding, but if you have something else, you can add more tiles, or you can add more analytics on top of this dashboard. So yes, this is the label smart software which we have. Yeah,
I'll just add one thing here is
sure.
that this is also you can use it for different languages. So I understand India is a manufacturing powerhouse for global pharma industry, and we supply to so many countries from here. And most of the time, we have realized that that is where our limitations come through. So while we ask our distributors or local companies to validate and confirm the artwork, but if we want to do it even at our end, we can also add an additional check at our end to make sure that if there is any error which is there or not. So this is also possible here.
No, for sure. Yeah, we support more than 170 languages, so it's a multilingual label management. So yeah, it can support more than 170 languages.
So thank you, Akshat. I think
Yes.
this is the brief overview of Label Smart, and we are an agile company. So one of the things we always assure our the partners and the clients is that if they have any specific requirement, we are there to add any features which they want to see it in the Label Smart, and we do it at a very token amount because then we make it as a part of the overall offering. So it's a win-win situation for the client. It is without any significant additional costs. They are able to add their preferred feature while we are able to add additional feature in the Label Smart. So this is what we would like to share, and we would like to open this for any questions which anyone has. We would be happy to answer.
One question is there in the chat.
Yeah.
Brunali is asking, can we also ensure compliance verification with GHS requirements, especially the pictogram and reach, REACH. Yeah,
Yeah.
capital.
So let me be transparent. I am personally not aware about this. I'm not from pure quality or regulatory side. But what we can say is that most of the time when we develop, our assumption was that during the creation of the rule book, one adds all the rules, and you have an ability to add certain rules, right? So it is not a fixated one. So any specific requirements are there in the GHS or a reach, you can add those rules. And once you put it into a rule book, it will definitely make sure that the label is compliant with this or not. While you do this, it is a very valid question, and let me update you that we are right now also working in a process wherein within, I would say, around 8 weeks time or so, we are also trying to incorporate wherein the only thing you have to add is the requirements, and it can check the labels against the changes in the requirement. For example, uh, we have one of the clients who said that can we the one of the things they are worried about is that there is a change in the requirements happening, and they have to see that whether all the labels are as per the requirement and what are the changes which are done. So we are working on that solution also. So that is first. Second question. First question, also there is Janvi. Thanks for asking the question. Yes. So generally, what we do is do a POC for the companies. For example, you as a company are interested to explore these. Then the companies, what they are doing is that they send us few labels, right? That okay, this is the label we are having. This is the RLD or reference label. This is our standard label. And can you show us, how this is? And then we actually show it on live for specific to the company. So this is how we have been doing it, because we believe that we will have to demonstrate how it happens to get you a comfort actually on your labels. I don't know whether it helps. Can we open the line, Malav, so that we can people can ask question, or it is already open?
Yes, I'm opening the line.
Yeah. Okay. So Brunel is okay. Janvi, are you okay with the answer? Thank you. Any other question? I will hold for a few seconds. Uh, but really, we thank you all for your time and give us the opportunity. We believe that this is a great tool, not only for pharma. This is specific to pharma, but it can be expanded into nutraceuticals. It can be expanded into APIs. Of course, there are not many labels which are there, but any industry where there is a labeling requirements with the regulatory compliance overhang. So uh, feel free to reach out to us at AI for Pharma, and we would be happy to, engage with you further. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great rest of the evening. Thank you. Bye.